PI is crashing and I know you're panicking right now. You know what? Pi Network has dropped 7.4% in just 24 hours to $0.354. Broke through crucial support at $0.362, and yes, we could be heading to the all-time low of $0.322. I'm not here to lie to you or give you false hope because honestly, I'm watching my own investment bleed just like yours. But here's what nobody else is telling you about this decline. There are 3 specific price levels that will determine whether Pi completely collapses or sets up for the biggest reversal we've ever seen. And I'm about to show you exactly what they are and why the next 48 hours could change everything. You know what's really eating at me right now? While everyone else is telling you to HODL and stay positive, I'm going to give you the brutal reality check that could save your investment. Pi's RSI is showing growing bearish momentum. There's zero buying pressure at these attractive levels, and my honest opinion, this isn't just a dip. This is Pi Network fighting for its survival. But before you panic sell everything, I need to show you my Telegram and Facebook analysis where I break down exactly why this could be the final shakeout before something massive happens. Hit follow on those links in the description right now. Because what I'm about to reveal in this video about Pi's hidden support levels and the shocking pattern I discovered could be the difference between you losing everything or positioning yourself for the comeback of a lifetime. You know what's happening right now with Pi Coin? The numbers don't lie, and honestly, they're telling a story that's making me lose sleep. Pi has dropped 7.4% in just 24 hours, currently trading around $0.354, and here's the kicker. It just broke through that crucial support level at $0.362 that I've been watching like a hawk for weeks. I'll be straight with you, when I saw that break, my heart sank a little because I know how many of you were counting on that level to hold. But here's what I think the mainstream media won't tell you about this drop and why I believe it might not be the complete disaster it appears to be. In my opinion, this could be the final shakeout before something bigger happens, but I need to show you the evidence first. The technical indicators are painting a complex picture that honestly has me scratching my head. You know what the RSI, Relative Strength Index, is showing us? It's revealing growing bearish momentum, but here's what's got me intrigued. We're not yet in oversold territory, which in my experience means there's still room for movement in either direction. I've been trading crypto for years, and what's really puzzling me is that despite these seemingly attractive price levels, we're not seeing the buying pressure that I typically expect when smart money recognizes opportunity. My gut tells me that either the really big players know something we don't, or they're waiting for an even lower entry point. What worries me is that this lack of buying interest might signal deeper issues, but it could also mean we're setting up for a massive reversal when the sentiment finally shifts. You know what every pioneer is asking right now, and frankly what keeps me up at night? Where's the bottom, and should I be worried? Here's my brutal honest opinion. Pi is currently holding above local support at $0.344. But if this level breaks, I genuinely believe we could see a drop to the all-time low of $0.322. That would represent an additional 8.9% decline from current levels, and I'm not going to lie to you, that's a scenario that terrifies me for all of us who believed in this project. I've seen this pattern before in other cryptocurrencies, and when key support levels fail, the psychological impact can be devastating. But you know what I think? Sometimes the market needs to completely wash out the weak hands before the real move begins. I'm not saying this to make you feel better, I'm saying it because I've lived through enough market cycles to know that the worst-case scenarios often mark the best buying opportunities. But you know what gives me hope, and what I think could completely change this narrative? The flip side of this equation that nobody's talking about. If Pi manages to bounce from that $0.344 support level, and I'm watching this like my investment depends on it, because it does, we could see it reclaim $0.362 as new support, and that would completely invalidate everything bearish I just told you. In my honest opinion, a successful breakthrough above that level could trigger a bullish breakout towards $0.401. And that's a 13% gain from current levels that could restore not just price momentum, but the confidence that I see slipping away from our community every day. I've been in situations like this before, where one key level break completely changes the entire market psychology, and I truly believe this could be one of those make or break moments for Pi Network. You know what makes this moment so critical for Pi Network and why I'm more concerned than I've ever been? It's not just about the price action we're seeing on exchanges, it goes much deeper than that. The broader market conditions are creating headwinds that are affecting the entire cryptocurrency space, but here's what I think sets Pi apart. And this is just my personal opinion based on what I've observed. Pi's unique ecosystem means it doesn't always follow traditional market patterns. I've watched this token do things that made no sense from a technical analysis perspective, both good and bad. The question I'm wrestling with, and what I think every pioneer should be asking themselves, isn't just, when will the price recover, but what fundamental factors could drive the next major movement? Because honestly, I'm starting to think that traditional technical analysis might not be enough to predict Pi's future moves. The technical signals and market sentiment for Pi remain challenging, and while I won't sugarcoat my concerns, I've also learned that the best opportunities often come from the most pessimistic moments. The despair in the community is clear, but I believe it could set the stage for something unexpected. In my view, the key is to stay focused on critical support and resistance levels, watch the RSI closely, and stay informed about developments that affect Pi's fundamentals. Personally, I'm treating this period as a test of conviction. Avoiding emotional decisions, learning from the process, and preparing for multiple scenarios rather than relying on just one outcome. If you found this analysis valuable and want to stay ahead of the curve, you know what would honestly mean the world to me and keep me motivated to keep doing this research? Hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts on where you think Pi is headed next. I read every single one and often reply with my thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe with notifications turned on. Look, I'll be completely transparent with you. Creating these detailed analysis videos takes me hours of research, chart analysis, and soul-searching about what I really think versus what I hope will happen. I'm constantly monitoring these markets, often at the expense of my sleep and sanity, and I promise I'll be the first to let you know when we see signs of a potential reversal, or if my analysis suggests we need to prepare for further downside. I'm not doing this for fame or fortune. I'm doing this because I genuinely believe we're stronger as a community than we are as individual investors. Remember, you know what I think separates successful crypto investors from those who get burned based on my own painful lessons learned? Information, timing, and the discipline to stick to a plan, even when your emotions are screaming at you to do something else. I've been the guy who sold at the bottom and bought at the top more times than I want to admit. And those experiences have taught me that having a clear head and good information is worth more than any technical indicator. Make sure you're following my Telegram and Facebook pages for my real-time thoughts and the unfiltered opinions I share there, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll be diving deep into the fundamental factors that could drive Pi's next major move. Until then, stay vigilant, stay informed, and please, never invest more than you can afford to lose. I've learned this lesson the hard way, and I don't want any of you to go through what I went through during my early crypto days.